Hi, this is Isabel Florence, and you are listening to You Are Light podcast, a safe space where we talk about mental health and well-being. Hello, my lovely. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to talk about identity death. Last week, we talked about personal identity, why we attach to certain identities, and the possible illusions that might be connected to our belief that we are individual beings separate from everything around us. Today, we're going to expand on that topic. We're going to talk more about releasing our identities, letting go of the ideas of the self that we attached ourselves to feel idealized, to feel like we belong, to feel accepted, to feel seen. We all have archetypes within us. And I see it as we go through life and sometimes they are dormant and other times they light up. They become a big part of our identity and how we see ourselves in relationship to society. I want to challenge the idea that maybe our identity is something that we have very little control over, but that we try to cling on to these archetypes because we want to belong, because we want to be seen. But I think part of being a human being is understanding that you will never fully belong. There's a dichotomy in the fact that we are all connected through a subconscious collective, and at the same time, we will never fully understand each other in a rational sense. We will never fully understand ourselves in a rational sense, and therefore we will never fully belong into a group. We will never be fully seen, but that we have value even when we are rejected, that we are worthy even when not understood, even when our ideas and our beliefs are different to those around us. And we need to recognize that something that I said last week, we are more empty space than we are matter. And therefore we are fluid. We are transformative. We are forever changing. So clinging on to characteristics or archetypes to make up the facade of who we are is going against our nature as a human being. And to grow, you need to change. And to change, you have to let go of parts of yourself to invite the new archetype in. If you are clinging on to an identity because you believe it brings you status, there's no space within for a new identity to emerge. And sometimes this release, because it is a death in a way of a part of yourself, can be painful. And you might experience phases of mourning that part of yourself that you are letting go. And I find myself sometimes even mourning the parts of myself that I really need to let go to be able to heal, to be able to take the next step. I have been conditioned in many ways to act in certain ways in my life, to continue practicing certain habits, to continue a self-sabotage that has been brought down generation to generation to generation. And I found myself feeling pain when letting go of some of this self-sabotaging habit. Some things are contained really deep in our subconscious. So we are deeply connected to these characteristics. Letting them go may feel really difficult and sad, even though it is for your own good. So, for example, you have seen throughout generations in your family that the relationship surrounding love is not healthy. And you recognize that your relationship towards love has not been healthy. And you start to work towards releasing these beliefs, releasing some of your identity that is connected to this unhealthy mindset. You understand that it is for your own good. You understand that it will allow you to have a healthy relationship with a partner. But there is still resistance there because it is a death, because you have to let things go. You have to let a part of yourself go. That is in a way connected to your past, connected to your family. Subconsciously, you feel connected to your family through these unhealthy relationships, through this unhealthy mindset towards love and what it means. So it's okay to feel really sad when you are mourning parts of yourself, because you are healing, you are growing, you are changing, you are transforming into a more self-aware being. Are you aware of the identities that you are attached to? Are you aware of what you tell yourself you are? Because the way you see yourself influences the way you act. The way you act influences how your life progresses. I want you to consider the fact that you might be able to change those beliefs that you have about yourself. I want you to consider that maybe whatever you tell yourself you are, you will become. I am insecure. I am impatient. I am a naturally anxious person. I am unlovable. I am the victim. What do you tell yourself you are? Can you challenge that belief? Where does it come from? Is it a cycle that has come through generations? Has it come from your society? Are you reflecting the people around you and their beliefs about themselves? We all live a life wanting to fit into the environment that we're in, fit in with the people that we engage with. So what kind of environment do you want to reflect? What kind of people do you want to be like? Choose your environment according to the person you want to become. What kind of identity do you want to work towards in your life? Where can you find those people? It's also important to talk about the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. It is quite a egotistical mindset to believe that you have identities that are completely separate to everyone around you and not influenced by your environment, not influenced by your past, fully controlled by you. There is a unity in all that exists. I want to challenge the conventional notion that there is a separate self, an independent self. Identity is fluid, and by aligning with this natural flow of existence, we transcend the limitations of egoic identity. But for this to happen, for us to accept the unity, to accept our connection to all around, we have to let go of the need for status, the desire for recognition, for validation. It is a release of control and a acceptance of what is, what you are, what everything around you is, the chaotic nature of the universe and of yourself, the beautiful transformative nature of yourself. Nietzsche's early work talked a lot about a dualistic nature of existence, what he called the Apollonian and the Dionysian forces, two sides of the human being. The Dionysian, which comes from the Greek god Dionysus, reflects chaos, primal energy, and irrational forces. The Apollonian reflects order, rationality, form. Nietzsche saw both aspects as necessary in life. You need the beauty, you need the form to create the society, to create structure in life. But you also need the Dionysian energy, the emotional, the very intuitive, spontaneous energy that creates music and dance, and that releases the need for an individuality in society. In the Dionysian experience, there is a dissolution of identity. It represents a beautiful liberation from rationality, from the structured box-like thinking. And I believe that right now we are living too much on the Apollonian energy. We are rationalizing everything. Our lives are very structured, very ordered, extremely individual, intellectual, in a pursuit of perfection. So I want you to stay aware of both energies and maybe sway towards a more irrational, intuitive, in the body, primal, chaotic, transformative energy. By embracing and accepting the chaotic and irrational side of life, we can find unity between ourselves and with nature, with all that surrounds us. Is there a true essence that lies within us? And does our identity reflect that in the way that it is transformative and fluid? We are spiritual, animalistic beings living in a very orderly manner, while at the same time surviving in a chaotic and irrational, instinctual body. So there needs to be an awareness of all of these aspects. Let's try and let go of what we see as our masks, the way that we show ourselves to others, instead of worrying about becoming something to be accepted. Let's work towards accepting who we are right now without fully understanding what that is. I love you very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening. All the links are written down on the show notes, as well as resources for anyone struggling with their mental health. Don't forget to subscribe so you're notified when we release new episodes. Also, feel free to share our podcast with your friends and family. And if you'd like to get involved, explore our content, or support our work, visit our website www.yourlight.earth. That's yourlight.earth. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at u.r.light. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.